The president's retweet of a Drudge headline fears of new terror attack, it's read, even as the nature of the assault remained unclear, prompted a rebuke of sorts from NBC Nightly News, whose Twitter account pointedly noted that its journalists would not relay the president's retweet as the info is unconfirmed. That led to accusations of liberal bias, with the Fox and Friends co-host Abby Huntsman asking, "Can we not just come together?" It was the kind of chain reaction that is increasingly commonplace in a deeply polarized political environment where news organizations attract tribal followings and where major events like the London attack can stoke fears and inflame emotions from Mr. Trump on down. Mr. Aslan responded with his angry posts after the president, in the immediate wake of the attack on Saturday, wrote on Twitter that his proposed travel ban was needed to prevent terrorism. Mr. Aslan, an Iranian-American writer and religion scholar who hosts a weekly show about faith and society for CNN, also described Mr. Trump as an embarrassment to humankind. That prompted expressions of outrage from right-wing news outlets like Breitbart News and the hosts of Fox and Friends on Sunday morning, who lamented his comment. CNN was already mired in an uproar over the comedian Kathy Griffin, a co-host of the network's New Year's Eve coverage, who posted a photograph in which he held a fake severed head meant to look like the president's. CNN severed ties with Ms. Griffin last week. "I should have used better language to express my shock and frustration at the president's lack of decorum and sympathy," Mr. Aslan wrote in a statement on Sunday. "I apologize for my choice of words." A spokeswoman for CNN added, "That kind of discourse is never appropriate." The backlash against Mr. Trump's tweets, however, went beyond Mr. Aslan. Critics pointed to the president's criticism of London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, noting that Mr. Trump had taken a quote from the mayor out of context to suggest that he was unconcerned about terrorism. There was also some disbelief in online comments that the president, who has access to up to the minute national intelligence, chose to send a speculative item from the Drudge Report to his 31.5 million Twitter followers on an issue of international import. The Drudge Report, which is hugely popular with conservatives, counts Mr. Trump among its devotees. @Drudge Report is just one of 45 Twitter accounts that he follows. On Fox and Friends, a reliably Trump-friendly morning show, there was little concern over the president's tweets, but some criticism of Mr. Aslan's remark, which the hosts described as evidence of an explicit bias against Mr. Trump in some quarters of the news media. It was not long until the Fox and Friends crew was coping with its own troubles. One of the show's guest commentators, Katie Hopkins of the Daily Mail, raised the prospect of rounding up Muslims in the United Kingdom and placing them in internment camps as a way of preventing future attacks. Another guest, Nigel Farage, the British political figure and Brexit advocate who is now a Fox News contributor, also mentioned the idea of internment. Later in the broadcast, the Fox and Friends anchors paused for a formal denunciation of the statements, lest viewers be left with the impression that Fox was endorsing the idea. "On behalf of the network, I think all of us here find that idea reprehensible here at Fox News Channel, just to be clear," a co-host, Clayton Morris, told viewers. Continue reading the main story.